I have the honor of joining me here, Mr. Paul Henderson. Paul, before we even get to everything that you've done in your career, first of all, I want to thank you for joining me here tonight. But let's talk about why we're here. Your grandson, Alton McDermott, rookie season with the Oakville Blades. He's done extremely well thus far. He scored in one game in the conference final already. I know you come to me a few times saying, hey, did he get that point? But what do you say so far about the Oakville Blades organization and how your grandson's been doing?
Well, I'm really impressed with the whole show. I mean, I think we put a great team together. Obviously, they finished in great place, and everybody gets to play. That's the thing that I like about it, especially Alton's a rookie, but he's certainly had his share of ice time this year, and I think he deserves it too. He goes out there, he works hard, goes both ways, and that's why my wife and I love coming to watch him.
Well, that's why we actually didn't even know you were his grandfather until about 2-3 months in, and we're like, wow, that's amazing. So it's good to definitely have you here and support your grandson, because that's the best part about it. And touch about the pink in the rink. I know you were here. I know it was a big game for Alton. It was a big, big event overall. Touch on how that was a great experience for yourself and for Alton.
Well, I think anytime you can raise money for charities, and especially cancer, it's a good deal. Yeah. I've been battling cancer now since '09, and thank goodness I got into a clinical trial. But at my age, I do a lot of fundraisers for different things, and it gets me out of bed in the morning, so it's good.
We know we all want Alton to make it, of course, to the NHL, and he just committed to Canisius College in Buffalo. But touch on your experience in, the NHL, 13 years, Detroit Redwings, Toronto Maple Leafs, and then, of course, the Atlanta Flames, when they were called the Atlanta Flames. How the game was different back then to now, of course, right?
Oh, totally different game. Like, my first year at Junior A, I was 17 years old. Alton is far better hockey player than I ever was. And the coaching they receive now, the skating and everything like that, but I think Alton, he's going to get a good education. He's a long shot. There'll be one, maybe two in the whole league that'll make it.
Absolutely.
But he's going to get a good education, and man, the deal he got was pretty good, I'll tell you that. So we're very happy. We've just applied for a Nexus card. So
really?
We're going to spend a little time in Buffalo in a couple of years.
It's pretty crazy how the hockey world works, right? He's with the Oakville Blades. He plays the Buffalo Junior Sabres in the second round of the OJHL playoffs. And then that's going to be his home, the same arena, right? It's just crazy how it works. 1,067 professional games, 376 goals, 758 points. Long way for Alton to go, but he's going to get there. What can you say? I think we all know your biggest goal, but what can you say about, the goals you scored and all of the years that you have played in the NHL?
Well, I like to say I'm the only guy that played professional hockey for 18 years and scored one goal. Because that's all anybody ever taught me.
Very true.
The odd person knows I scored the winning goal in the last 3 games, but basically, that's it. But I've been riding that one goal now since 1972, and it's been a wonderful ride.
We think that, we're having overtime hero goals here in the Ontario Junior Hockey League, and we think, league jumping, it's amazing, it's fantastic. But talk about that experience in 1972. 3 game-winning goals in the last 3 games. Rivalries are pretty crazy, let me tell you. But Canada-Russia, nothing beats that, does it?
Well, the terrific thing to play in that series, you got to represent your country, because pros could not play in the Olympics or anything like that. But I think what was special for me is to be able to play, like we had 12 Hall of Famers on that team. And so guys you had to run into every night, you got to appreciate their ability and play with them. So it was a wonderful experience. I lost the Stanley Cup twice in the finals, and man, thank goodness I got that sucker, because I'm still not over those 2 losses in the finals.
And that's the thing, right? That's the ultimate goal, that ultimate prize, that last trophy. The Blades are fighting for the Buckland Cup, night and day fighting for the Stanley Cup. When you won that Stanley Cup, what did it felt like? What was going through your head?
I lost
you
it.
lost it,
yeah,
but
we won the Memorial Cup.
You won the Memorial Cup.
We won the Memorial Cup, which was a great
Which is great, yeah.
But no, I did. Actually, I was speaking in Ottawa this week, and this group gave me a replica of the Stanley Cup with the Toronto Maple Leaf on it.
There, take it and
I
go.
have the Stanley Cup.
Nah.
I put my own name on it.
Out of the 3 NHL teams you played for, Detroit, Toronto, Atlanta, I guess, of course, they were all great. You were in the league, you were in the big leagues. But for the Toronto Maple Leafs, of course, that was my team growing up. I'm wearing a tie for a reason. What was that experience like playing for Toronto, basically in your hometown and province?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I was devastated. I played 6 years with Detroit, and we had Hall of Famers on that team too. And I thought I'd play my whole career there, and I was devastated when they traded me. And all I for the first time in my life, I just had an empty feeling. But it was the best thing that happened to me after I came here. And it was terrific until Ballard got a hold of the team. But before Ballard took over, we had a great team.
You know, you've been inducted into the Canada Sports Hall of Fame, the International Ice Hockey Federation Hall of Fame. I would only think the Hockey Hall of Fame should be next, in my opinion. But why not? Why not now? Why not next? I mean, I know you probably can't say too much, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
Well, I think there are several, a bunch of guys that had better NHL careers than I did, and are not in there. And I think it'd make me feel better if there was sort of a special category or something like that. But if I never get put in, it's not going to bother me one iota. I've got the Order of Canada, I've got every other thing in the world. So no, if they put me in, will I accept it? Well, of course I will.
Greatly.
But it's not going to bother me one iota. I'm not on trying to get in or anything like that. If it happens, terrific. If it doesn't, I understand why too.
And guess what? You played in the NHL. Not many people can say that. So, you know, that's something in its own. Paul, Mr. Henderson, I appreciate your time before Game 3 of this OJHL Northwest Conference Final. I know we're going to cheer Alton on now, but I do appreciate your time. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished in your career, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you very much.
Everybody, Mr. Paul Henderson, Toronto Maple Leaf legend, as well as Red Wings and the Atlanta Flames, 1972 Canada, Russia, Soviet Union Summit Series game-winning goal. I'm Nicholas Fiore. This is Paul Henderson. Thank you, and I appreciate it very much.